You thought you were hearing rhythm and blues, but you were hearing rhythm and bliss.
That's right.
R&B. Was that? Rhythm. Rhythm. Whatever that means. These are artists. Doesn't have to make sense. It's just from the nonlinear domain of which all mystics live from. It's a nonlinear domain beyond the intellect into an awareness of the great presence, the great power, the great love that is everywhere in its fullness. And we have come here today to celebrate the divine presence. As you've seen by the new t-shirts, we're here to localize a cosmic celebration. Say that out loud. I'm here to localize a cosmic celebration. I'm here to live a beautiful life right here and right now. You want that to be uppermost in your awareness so that the word that you're saying and the feeling that you are creating is creating a cascade of chemicals that are moving through the body temple that allows for your immune system to be strong. It allows for the coherence of the brain to be exactly that, coherent. It allows for the aging process to slow down. Every thought is electric. Every feeling is magnetic. Therefore, you are an electromagnetic field that is broadcasting through thought and feeling what you are holding in consciousness that creates a field of vibration that is matched by universal law. Therefore, you can walk in this world as an electromagnetic field of thought and feeling of oneness and celebration that will be matched by the universal presence and its universal law, so that you will not be a victim of circumstance or situations, because you won't be living there. You will be living in the electromagnetic field of a quantum reality of God being everywhere in His fullness, but you'll be fully receptive to the blessings that are trying to happen through and as you. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? And so in that awareness, when we ask this month, how to live a beautiful life is the theme, and you're going to get the basics this month of metaphysics, the basics of how to live a beautiful life. And in thinking about how to live a beautiful life is a life lived with purpose. Our purpose is to reflect and to reveal the face of divinity as our dynamic priority. Now, if you're an atheist, then you would say it this way. Your purpose is to reflect and to reveal the face of love and excellence on the planet. So whether you say God, which includes excellence, beauty, love, peace, joy, wisdom, harmony, abundance, or whether you just say, I'm here to reflect and reveal love and excellence, it matters not. But as that becomes your dynamic purpose by which you live in this life, then the overflowing of the presence of God, which is abundance itself, beauty itself, love itself, joy itself, harmony itself, and all the sacred qualities, you're now beginning to live and being pulled by a strange attractor field that allows this structure called you. I'm not talking merely about the body temple, but the body temple is important because when the eye is single, the body is full of light. It is an optic nerve revealing the luminosity of the presence of God, but it is also a field of love and the beauty of which you are light itself. And you begin to live in this dynamic, and your body becomes alive in this field, and you're able to walk in the world, not hiding from the world, in the world, but of the higher vibration of the sacred qualities of the infinite, and then manifest in the world of time and space those qualities according to your unique pattern, not someone else's pattern, but your unique pattern. We say out loud right now, I am willing to live a beautiful life. Living a beautiful life means that we're being pulled by a destiny. Pulled by a destiny that is within us. Feel into this right now. So one of the first things you want to get from this morning's service, or let's say the second or third thing, because a lot of things have already flowed. You want to get that you are not to nag the universe with your complaining and your wantingness. No. You just put yourself in a position of you being nagged by somebody. Basically, there's going to be a field of resistance, and that individual is not going to get what they want from you because of the resistance that they are creating by nagging you. Do not nag the universe with your wantingness. In other words, wantingness within you creates a field of resistance that prevents the very thing you want to experience from happening in your life. Instead, you are to walk with the dynamic of high praise, and appreciation, so that everywhere you look, you are praising and appreciating the presence of God. So even when it is not evident, your consciousness is calling forth that which is invisible in that particular moment, but becoming more visible because you're looking for it. You know, I can remember years ago when I was a small child and I hate eating oatmeal because of the lumps. And eventually, you know, my mother would put the oatmeal out there and I would wait. And eventually a lump would show up. And then another lump. I was looking for the lumps and I was waiting for them and they showed up. Now, they probably weren't there when she first put it down. But my waiting and looking for it, they clumped up and I didn't eat the oatmeal. Now, individuals are walking through life looking for the lumps, looking for the negativity, looking for it, and then unconsciously creating it. I call it reverse metaphysics. They're turning a molehill into a mountain. And so instead of nagging and complaining to the universe, you are to go into high praise and appreciation for the great presence, and then you help vibrationally pull forth that which is there already, but you just can't see it. Now, how do we know that? Because the presence of God is omnipresent. The presence of God is everywhere. There's no spot where it is not. And so if you look for it and you're looking with it, you will help bring it into manifestation. And so you want to not nag, you want to praise the presence of God, you see. This is the basic fundamentals. And then you want to walk with this question. And this is training, because the mind, we're all a set of habits. We're all just a set of habits. As the old saying goes, everyone is basically the same. The only thing that separates us is our habits, you see. And so we want to develop a mental habit of asking the question, what good is trying to happen now? Now, a lot of times we're caught up with the superstitious thought. It's too good to be true. Things have been going so well, something bad's about to happen. You know, the next shoe's about to drop, and we're kind of tense, on edge about what negative thing is about to happen. And of course, as I have said the last couple of weeks, it's not really our fault. No one is to blame except for ignorance. You know, we're inundated with a world of view of separation, of lack and limitation. Now, in metaphysics, we have a cosmology of oneness and unity. That's our cosmology. But the world, as it reveals itself through social media and the news, is a world of staccato separation. Fear, doubt, worry, lack, limitation, we against them, that type of thing. So it's an exacerbation of the lowest common denominator of the human experience. Even though every stage of unfoldment is on the planet, you generally get a display of the lowest common denominator of the human experience. It infiltrates our awareness. It hijacks our mind so that we're living in this space of always being on edge of what is the next bad thing is about to happen. You want to overcome that to live the beautiful life. You want to walk around saying to yourself, what good is trying to happen right now? Now, you're not just making it up. You're making it up as a habit. But in reality, we're surrounded by a universal presence that is the same yesterday, today, and forever, never compromises its nature, never contradicts itself. God is always God, you see, and this presence is always beaming and being itself, radiating itself, giving itself. It's always pouring forth blessings and what we would call the miraculous, which is an instant demonstration of something that is beyond our present paradigm. So when you ask the question, what good is trying to happen now, you are lifting your vibration, you're lifting your sight to be available to what's always happening. But now it can happen through you because you're looking for it. You're asking about it. You're interested in it. You're saying in substance, I want to experience it. So now the presence is finding a way to express itself by means of you. And so, one, you're not nagging the universe. You are praising the presence to the best of your ability every single day. And when you fall, you get back up. When the mood overtakes you into some downward spiral, you fall, you get back. You just keep getting back up. You keep getting back up. You keep getting back up until you've developed a mental habit of praise and looking for the good. Because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Even the flowers are God smiling at you. Even the grass growing through the cement is God's tenacity of moving through every obstacle and hindrance, moving towards the light, you see. And then you begin to be aware that you are not to compare. This is difficult because, everything that comes on television and, as you compare yourself with other people, you are incomparable, but you compare yourself anyway. Now, you would say, oh, that person is living a really beautiful life, and they have all this, and they have all that, and I don't. Well, let me tell you something. If every single being were to take their particular issues, whatever you think your issues are, and everyone were to throw their issues onto the street, after a few moments, everyone would rush to get their own issue back. No one wants anyone else's problems. You may think, oh, so-and-so is doing good. So-and-so has all this. They have all this money. They have all this. And if you were to you fit into their problems, you would say, oh, no, you would suffer post-traumatic stress holding someone else's issues. Your issues are perfectly coded for you. Your issues are perfectly coded by your soul for your own edification, for your growth, development, and unfoldment. And as you gain the lessons and the blessings of your personalized issues, divine and designed by your own soul, you begin to move up on the scale of consciousness because you are satisfying your awareness that issue is giving you a blessing and a lesson and then a blessing. You do not want to compare yourself with anyone else. You want to say, I am incomparable. Say it. I'm beyond compare. I am the only one of me. I am the only one of me. I am the only one of me. And so as you begin to hold that as a singular manifestation of an unfolding destiny, an infinite destiny, a cosmic destiny, you begin to be aware that one, as a singular manifestation of a cosmic destiny, all of the presence is right here. And you begin to be aware that as a singular manifestation, you're carrying everything that God is, and you're never alone. You're surrounded by a presence, and you're surrounded by a love and a joy and a harmony and a wholeness of which your mind would try to fool yourself at times and think that you are alone, you're cut adrift, you're lonely, or whatever the case may be. But as you change your habit pattern, you begin to feel that there's something around you all the time. There's something that's always whispering within your ear. There's something that's holding you. There's something that's cheering you on. There's something that's embracing you. And it begins to flow and become the activity of your awareness. In all the ways that you are trying to get it out there, as we were speaking about in yesterday's intensive, you begin to understand that you are what you need. That out there is not what you need. Whatever out there is, you are what you need. Say, I am what I need. Say, I have what I need. I'm activating what I need. I am expressing what I need. So when you begin to be aware that infinite potential is within you, must be discovered and activated, and you stop sending your power out there, And people do this even in religious circles. They'll look out there for God and reach out there for God, and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. And they're just sending their power out as if they think it's out there. Now, it's done unto you as you believe, so there is some good that happens from that. But however, you still leave yourself at the whim of a God that is whimsy and suffers from anger management, that needs anger disturbances. You know, sometimes when you read the Old Testament about God is psychotic in the Old Testament, you know, sending people to hell, all kinds of crazy stuff, you know. But you leave yourself open to a belief you don't want to experience. But when you understand that you're a distinct, individualized expression, a singular manifestation of a cosmic good that is unfolding, that you are a representation of the presence of God, not a guy in the sky, but a presence that's never in absence, and you stop comparing yourself to other people, and realize all that you're going through is by your soul's edification, some of its karmic propensity, some of its ignorance, some of its things that you've accepted, but you begin to accept yourself as an incomparable being. You begin to rise, glean the lessons. They become blessings. And then you walk in this world, not alone. You walk in this world all one with the Spirit of the living God. Now, I want you to catch this so that you will no longer walk in the field as a victim. How does a victim walk? Blame. A victim blames other people, circumstances, and situations for their particular issues. When you give up blame and realize that all blame is really, that everything there is to blame is really about ignorance, not knowing the truth or ignoring it, becomes non-personal, and you can able to go deep and work on yourself. Affirmative prayer, sacred meditation, life visioning, study, getting into the dynamic of spiritual osmosis, as many of you are doing today, by being in a high attractor field of a community that's speaking truth. As that begins to happen, you begin to have an insight. Oh, I matter. I'm important. I'm significant. Not more significant than anyone else. That can creep in with people, particularly in our society where we've placed a celebrity and materialism on the throne and taken off wisdom and compassion. We've placed that up there, so we actually, in our society, people actually think that other people are more important than other people. Not true. The Spirit of the living God sees everyone as an image and likeness of itself, regardless of color of skin, sexual orientation, amount of money a person has in the bank account. The Spirit of the living God has no discrimination about that. It sees infinite potential in everyone. When we begin to see ourselves that way, we begin to live a beautiful life. And the miracle is good, the all good that is everywhere, is no longer inhibited, as the reading would indicate, by our small vibratory frequency. We've raised ourselves to actually catch the blessings that are happening everywhere. And the only reason why we call it a miracle, because as it begins to manifest, it shocks us because it's beyond our limited perception. We may be living here, and then we have an insight, we have a revelation, we pray, we meditate, we come into a high-frequency community, and then something good happens. It's beyond this. It's a miracle. But that miracle has been there all the time, waiting for you to rise up. Is he waiting for you to rise up? Waiting for you to rise up. So listen. What I want you to do is to give up all labels. The fastest way to healing, I'm going to talk physical healing for a moment. The fastest way to healing is to no longer label any disease in your body. Let doctors deal with that. Do not label. Just be aware of the sensations in your body. Maybe some pain there, maybe some discomfort. Do not label it. And if you sit with it long enough, that frequency will begin to change in you because you're not labeling it as anything. you'll begin to open up to the fact that your life is the life of God. And in that particular dis-ease that's been labeled, let me break it down a little bit more for you. When you have a label, within that label are subsets of programs. And the moment you accept a label, you accept all the programs of that label. You accept all the beliefs of that label. Everything that the materia medica, not spiritual medica, anything that materia medica has said, you become victim to the programs of that label. Can't be healed, can't be cured. You're going to need this drug to eliminate the symptoms, but it'll never be cured. You'll accept all the programs of that label. Do not accept any labels of anything. I'm talking health right now, but it can be all kinds of stuff in your relationship, your body temple, finances. Don't accept labels. Just whatever experience you're in, totally embrace it. Place your attention on the presence. Don't resist it. Don't negate it. Don't suppress it. Don't repress it. You're in it. Wow. Your attention is being lifted now. And then the thoughts, the beliefs, the perceptions behind it will begin to transmute itself. And you'll start to quicken the healing factor in your life, you see, as an incomparable being that is heir to the Christ consciousness. You will step into the awareness of, I want to have the mind in me that was in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. I want that burgeoning power to move through me. Let go of all labels right now. Don't be sucked into labels. And you'll discover that people are sucked into labels. And psychiatrists do this at times accidentally. They begin to project the malicious hypnotism onto the client based on their limited belief and their training. This is why spiritual practitioners are so important, because they've been trained to see God, not disease. God, they've been trained to see beauty and love and possibility and hope and precious faith instead of pathology. This is where you want to live. And so as you move through your incomparable consciousness, I am a unique expression of infinite potential. I am not superior, inferior, or equal to anyone. I am unique. Then something begins to happen. Now you check out people sometimes and I'll say, do you meditate? And they say, yeah. You pray, yes. You read, yes. You go to seminars, yes. You go to spiritual committee, yes. And then you dig a little deeper. You'll find out when they're saying yes, what they're leaving out is sporadically. Sporadically. Yeah, I do it, but it's sporadically. Now, here's how you're pulled by your destiny. When you exchange sporadically for regularly, something happens within you, and you begin not to be driven to your spiritual practice, but you're now pulled by your destiny. There's a strange attractor field that's beyond your limited personality construct that begins to pull you. Your destiny is pulling you. What is your destiny? The Christ consciousness. What is your destiny? The Buddha field. What is your destiny? Zoroaster awareness. What is your destiny? Awakeness. What is your destiny? Giftedness. What is your destiny? Creativity. What is your destiny? Beauty and love and harmony and prosperity. That's your destiny. You're pulled by it. It's your future self. But as I was saying yesterday, what happens is we've all seen Star Trek. And we've seen those ships that have a tractor beam. And the ship is trying to go somewhere and the tractor beam comes and pulls it. Well, what happens is when you have a regular practice and not a sporadic practice, your future self, your destiny acts like a tractor beam. And it starts to pull you. It pulls you into your giftedness. It pulls you into your destiny. And you find yourself not saying, oh, I got to... You find yourself being pulled to sit, pulled to pray, pulled to study, pulled to vision, pulled to be around people who are having high conversation about potential and possibility. You're pulled into silence. You're pulled into being by yourself rather than being with individuals that are going to pull you down. Something happens and you're pulled. So when you hear pulled by a vision, you also hear without vision the people perish. You see, you're pulled by it. So as we did yesterday in the intensive, I had people remember a moment in their life where they made a soulful, sincere declaration. And it was so powerful at that time in their life that something changed with them. It wasn't like, oh, I wish I could do this, and I want to try that. You think about some time in your life where you said, I declare I'm going to do this. Maybe it was to take a class. Maybe it was to go to school. I remember when my father, it's just coming to my awareness right now, was a probation officer raising 3 boys. I think he had gone back to D.C. or something. That's where we're from, and he had seen a lot of his friends that he had gone to school with and gone to college with, and he realized that he wasn't living what he wanted to live. And he made a declaration that he was going to go to law school. And his friends in the probation department said, Beck, you're too old, man. They probably raised their voice like that, too. Beck, you're too old, man. You got 3 kids, man. What are you going to do, But he had made a declaration. He was the oldest man in his law class. Graduated, failed the bar the first time, second time passed it, had a nice legal career, ended up as a judge before he retired from that. But he made a declaration. I'm going to do this. And I can remember people saying to him later on, Beck, how did you do that, man? You raising 3 kids, you got a wife. At the time, in the early days, my mother wasn't working. Then she went on to be a great professional as well. And he said, what are you talking about? You just do what you say you're going to do. You just take a step in that direction and you let no obstacles block you. He didn't think it was a big deal. I want you to remember a moment in your life where you declared something. And you said, I'm going to do this. Going back to school, reading a book, walking around, declaring you're going to walk around the block every day for some exercise, declaring you're going to stop eating that much sugar, declaring that you're going to stop doing all that fast food, and you're going to start eating like real food. Declare. I'm going to pray every morning. I want you to make a declaration surrounding your spiritual practice, but a soulful, sincere declaration. And you don't have to overreach right now. You can just start with some declaration that's going to create a habit. You know what's going to happen? Inertia is going to become momentum. And then momentum is going to create more opportunities that you can't even see right now. Momentum will take over your life, and you'll start to see that habit from that little declaration become a different viewpoint of your life, a different viewpoint of the world, and then you'll be in Mo. Mighty Mo will take over. Mighty momentum will take over, and then you'll understand what it is mean to be pulled by something. Not pushing yourself. No, I got to do this. Oh. No, you'll be pulled into excellence, love, generosity, beauty, creativity. You will begin to live a beautiful life. And when you're buffeted around by the world of effects and circumstances, you will be like a boat on the river that can withstand the waves of the ocean and balance itself through the law of buoyancy. You will just ride the waves to a higher frequency of the all good of God. I'm telling you, you're destined to live a beautiful life. You are. But it's on you. It's not on the world. You get to live in the world of your own choosing. I love living in a peaceful world. I don't care if I'm in traffic. I love living in a peaceful world. I love it. I love it. Come with me into this world. You remember what Yeshua ben Joseph said. I'm going to wrap it up here because you guys got to get home and get to your families and New Year's and have your black-eyed peas and rice and collard greens and and vegan eggnog and what was I saying now? What was that? Yeshua ben Joseph, Jesus the Christ. I always love this particular scripture. It just speaks so much. It's like it's short but powerful. He said there are going to be trials and tribulations in the world. You see it. Wars, rumors of wars, a projection of the lowest common denominator of the human experience, placing the stock market number one. The stock market goes up today, stock goes down today. Give me a break. But people get caught up in that. It's all materialism and consumerism. You see, he says there's going to be trials and tribulations in the world. But then he gave you a spiritual practice. He said, be of good cheer. 4 words. Be of good cheer. Everything that I just said this morning about not nagging the universe, about looking for the good that's about to happen, not comparing yourself. Stop being sporadic in your practice and allow the tractor being of your destiny to pull you. He said it in 4 words. Be of good cheer to the best of your ability because I have overcome the world. That world is the condensation of previously held beliefs, opinions, points of view, superstitions that have condensed themselves into a worldview and an experience. Be of good cheer. I've overcome that world. My kingdom is not of that world. You can live in the world of God presence. And then watch yourself demonstrate, manifest the qualities of God in what looks like a fitful, lack, greedy, materialistic world. You can shine. You can be the light in darkness. You can be the light in darkness. You can glow with the presence. You have that capacity. You have that capacity. Do not sell yourself short. Rise up. Live a beautiful life. Feel yourself. Remember, your thoughts are electric. They create an electrical impulse. And then there are chemicals that represent that impulse that cascade through your body. Your feelings are magnetic. So you are electromagnetic, not just a body. Oh, have your thought and your feeling beyond the Most High. And you'll be an electromagnetic field that radiates into your life more good than you can imagine because it'll be outside of your present paradigm, outside of your present way of thinking, outside of your heredity, outside of the societal belief, outside of the contagion of emotion that moves through the collective consciousness of the world. You will reflect and reveal a purpose, and you'll be pulled by your destiny. I guarantee it. Try it. Live it. As we said, I'm going to close, really. As we said yesterday in intensive, just take the next 7 days and don't complain about anything. Don't complain about anyone, any circumstance, any situation. Now you may have preferences, we understand. But just for a week, just find something to be grateful for, something to praise. Ask the question, what good is trying to happen here? Just try it. Now that 7 days will become 8 days. It'll become 9. You'll fall, you'll get back up, and pretty soon you will see that you're actually living in a different world. And miracles, I tell you, miracles will happen. Your body temple, your mental body, your emotional body, your financial body, the body of your relations will change for the better. Oh, yes! Say, yes, I am. Yes, I can. Yes, I am willing. Yes, I am able. Yes, it's happening now. I'm willing to live a beautiful life. And so in our willingness, we're letting go of willfulness. Willfulness is ego. Willingness is our soul. Wow. Let's rise in prayer together now. Let's turn within. Let's turn away from the world of effects, circumstance. Oh, you stand. I didn't mean stand. You can stand, yeah. No, let's do it. Everyone who wants to and everyone who can, take a stand. Matter of fact, just say, I'm taking a stand for excellence. I'm taking a stand for peace. I'm taking a stand for love. I'm taking a stand for abundance. I'm taking a stand for perfect health, wealth, well-being, wellness, safety, and pure joy and bliss. So we turn within in this moment, pulled by our destiny as an attractor field and a wonderful pulling into our greater yet to be. We turn within in this moment as we're taking this stand, and we allow ourselves to extract ourselves from any sense of separation, and we move into the state of gratitude and thanksgiving and dynamic appreciation. With our outer eye closed, except for those who are watching our sign language interpreters, we feel inside of ourselves, in that darkness, infinite potential. We hear the 139th Psalm saying, the darkness and the light are both alike to thee, and the darkness shines as the day. That inner darkness within us is the rich soil of infinite potential. And that our one-pointedness, our single eye, is allowing the light to shine as the darkness in our lives. And we feel so connected with the presence of God that the very word that is being spoken is the word of God. In other words, it's a vibrational frequency that must manifest. Spoken with the authority of one knowing that all that there is God. And that everything that truly is a manifestation of the only thing that is. I speak it with the authority of my own conviction. There's nothing outside of the infinite. I speak it for each and every one of us, and I'm fully aware there's only one of us here, but the many of us are reflecting the one of us. Individualized expression of infinite good, each of us as the universal. The universal has individualized itself. And we as individuals are universalizing ourselves, allowing the presence to be known as each and every one of us. And that would be health, that would be harmony, that would be good, and that would be wellness, that would be well-being, that would be all needs met. Out of nothing! Out of nothing! Out of no thing but an idea, a filament of light with intelligence. Something new is being born in our life right now. We're becoming new. Behold, I make all things new. We're becoming new. We're becoming new. We're becoming new. We're becoming new right now. And anything that would hinder this, it's dissolved into the no-thingness from which it has come never to exist again. Let us not even look at ourselves as we looked at ourselves yesterday. Let us not look at each other as we looked at others yesterday, because we're looking at each other through emotional memory. Let us look at each other fresh and new. An angel of transformation may have kissed somebody and changed them, and we're still looking at them as they used to be. You still may be looking at yourself as you used to be. No, not today. We rise up with the greater readiness for the great power, the great presence, and the great love, the great intelligence to flow through and as us right now. Feel this. Feel this. You can can take your seats. You can take your seats now. I just want you to close your eyes and just feel. Feel. Feel.
If you are one bringing light to the darkness, then the rising sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness will nurture the light, then the setting moon will know your name. Your name is blessed, for you're tested, for you are beaut and you are scorned. Though they revile you, they can't defile you, for all receive their just reward, just reward. If you are one being light in the darkness, then the blazing sun will call you blessed, blessed. If you are one who in darkness reveals the light, then the glowing moon will speak your name. Your name is blessed. Your name is blessed. Your name is blessed, blessed.
He sang it. Your name, your nature. Name and nature mean the same thing metaphysically. Your nature is blessed. Your name is blessed.